it's Masuki Arts. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another Paint With Me episode. I actually did have something different entirely planned for this week, but I don't want to rush that video. I feel like it needs a little bit more time cooking in my editing program, so you know, we're just gonna do another Paint With Me because why not? This painting I feel is pretty special. She reminds me of like playing fairies in my backyard. I spent a lot of time like building stick forts and also like little tiny mini towns with like moss and rocks and stick houses like for dolls and stuffed animals, like little ones, you know. I'm not entirely sure why she reminds me of that more than maybe some of my other fairy character paintings, but for some reason she just tickles that nostalgic part of my brain, and I love her for that because I mean she's so pretty. She's gorgeous. She's giving Pixie Hollow, she's giving fairy tale illustration from like some of my favorite old books, you know. It's just, you can't explain it sometimes. Like sometimes the painting goes well and the result is just something that makes you happy. And that was definitely the case for this fairy. I just think she's really cute. Also, I don't know if this is weird, but I feel like I'm not actually very good at painting faces. But this painting, for some reason, I like the face, and then also I really like the hand that is visible. Sometimes I feel like I'm actually better at drawing hands than I am at drawing faces, which is certainly strange because I'm not very good at painting hands either, to be honest, but it's definitely something I've worked at quite a bit, so I feel like this hand in particular just looks pretty good. And I like her nails too. Like sometimes I won't define the nails on my characters very much. You'll just see sort of like you know, the indentation of like the edge of a nail, and that'll kind of be it. But this fairy has some very nice nails, and you'll see later on I actually added a little bit of colored pencil to the tip, so it almost looks like maybe they're painted a little bit, which I really like. I also really like her dress. I'm not sure if that bow looking part that has like the seashell on it is meant to be like an extra layer at her chest, like I don't know, like an extra part of her shirt, or if it's like a bow on front. I think I painted it to be like part of her shirt, if that makes sense. I don't know, rather than a bow, but just looking back at the footage, I can see here it still kind of looks like a bow a little bit. So I'm not sure what my intentions were when I was inking it, really. I've mentioned it many times, but I leave my sketches and line arts to sit, usually for a couple weeks to like a month, sometimes much longer, just to kind of like bounce around projects and not get too bored or anything, or like to reevaluate stuff and see if things need to be changed or fixed. And so this one definitely sat around for a little bit before I came back to it, even though I was excited to work on it. It's just one of those parts of my process that I really can't seem to skip, where it's like it has to sit for a little bit. Something I've been playing around with more in my paintings recently is adding more gradients to the outfits that I give my characters. Sometimes I get kind of stuck and I feel like I'm painting the same outfit or dress or whatnot over and over again, which can sometimes make me feel like I'm painting the same character over and over again. So I've been trying to add different ways to vary my usual taste in dresses, and gradients and like color shifts and all that are a great way to do that, as well as mixing up like different types of layering and adding patterns and all that. And it's really exciting for me to be experimenting with that a little bit more, just because I mean anytime I'm experimenting with anything in my art, I find it to be like pretty productive. And I do really enjoy painting outfits and dresses. That's a huge part of my process, especially given how much I loved paper dolls and dress up games and dolls in general and everything when I was growing up. So this also makes me feel very nostalgic, but it's just a fun part of my creative flow right now. I'm not trying to interrupt myself at all, but I do like to give a little life updates in my Paint With Me episodes, and there hasn't really been much to report for, I feel like, a couple of these videos, but this coming week on Monday, I have an MRI scheduled for my head. I don't think they're gonna find anything too scary, obviously, but it would be interesting if something came of it as far as like an answer to my neck and back pain, or the headaches, of course, themselves. But I'm just nervous because I don't like medical procedure type ordeals. I don't think anybody does, but like they just make me nervous. So I'm praying a lot about that. But otherwise, yeah, that's it. I'm just nervous. In my head, it's a bigger deal than it is. It's a good thing to get things checked to make sure all's well. I'm just nervous because I don't like the medical environments or anything. And obviously, I build it up because I know the date for it is coming, and I don't like that. So yeah. But anyways, back to happy fairy related things. This was one of the last paintings that I did at my dining room table before it was finally warm enough for me to start working at my desk again, which I was so happy about. I'm just thrilled that it's like starting to be springy again, and that my garage was starting to become habitable again. Usually around Christmas time, it just gets too cold for me to bear, so I have to start going inside and working at like my dining room table, or on the floor of my family room or bedroom, pretty much all over the place, just because it's freezing cold out here. But I'm glad that it's March and almost April at this point, so that's pretty exciting for me. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who, like, when that first bit of like springy sunshine hits your face, it's like, wow, oh my gosh. And that's kind of what this fairy felt like too. Like, I create springy fairies all year round, but I loved how this painting turned out. It just felt like a childhood afternoon. I don't know if that makes sense, like an afternoon spent in my backyard. So really positive feelings associated with this piece, and I bet some of that had to do with the fact that I knew it would only be a little while before I could go back out to my garage and work at my favorite space to be creative again. Also, let me know if you guys want like prints or stickers of this piece. I'm definitely thinking about it, just because I do like it so much, but you guys let me know if that's something you would be interested in. And this is actually my favorite part of the process right here, putting it all together. I kind of just want to watch it, not talk, but yeah, I'm thinking my next shop update should probably come in mid-April. I'm saying that, and I have no idea what I'll be doing by then, if I'll be prepared for that, so take that with a grain of salt. But I think we need some spring fairies, and some fun spring art, and I think that would be a great time for a shop update. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of this piece. I have a lot of strong positive feelings about her, obviously, as I do every time a painting goes well. We are interrupting this regularly scheduled program to tell you to go check out my Etsy shop. Since fairies have overtaken my sketchbook and my life, my shop has become the ultimate fairy lover's dream. With products ranging from stickers, pins, and prints to original paintings, I've got it all. All of my stickers are printed on waterproof vinyl, and my prints are on high-quality, durable, matte photo paper. So if you're watching this video, there's probably a fairy that's perfect for you. Whether you're looking for stickers, prints, paintings, or pins, head to www.etsy.com/shop/MizukiArtStudio. Real quick before I end the video, I want to give a shout out to my Ko-fi supporters, so thank you so much to Ashley, Savvy, Tiffany, and Lilycorn. Your guys' support means the world to me, and it allows me to keep making videos just like this one. So thank you guys so much, and if you would like to join my Ko-fi page, there will be a link in the description box down below where you can get all these benefits and more. Thank you guys again for watching. Thank you for all of your love and support. Definitely go check out my recent sketchbook tour if you haven't already. It's one that I'm pretty happy with. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.